There are some films that make history, then there are some films that are about history, and then there are films that go out to create history. Mani Ratnam's Ponniyin Selvan series happens to be one such film, which has obviously become blockbuster PS1, PS2. And Aaj Punjab Kesari Navada Times, may we have the beautiful and talented Aishwarya Lakshmi with us. So, Aishwarya, before I start with my questions, a warm welcome to you on Punjab Kesari Navada Times.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. And how lovely to hear this, that film made from history has made history. That's lovely to hear. Thank you.
It is because, there are very, as I said, rare films that go on to create history of their own. And this franchisee seems to be, because it's talking about the history of our nation that once was,
Yes,
obviously, which
yes,
has been forgotten. But it's creating a history of its own with it being chartbuster. How does
yes,
it
yes. I
feel
think
to be a part of it?
amazing. I like there's so much love, and my character has been receiving so much love from PS1. And when there is a part two, there's always an expectation. People start talking what will happen, what could have happened, all those
Yeah.
things. And I'm so glad to be part of those conversations. And I thought I was playing a small role, a stick tiny role, baby role. I was not expecting so much love. And I think there were memes that were made, trolls that were made that, in a good way, like positive way, appreciating all the characters. I think I'm glad to be part of this film and to be enjoying so much attention and appreciation from the audience.
I'm sure as an actor, this whole appreciation from the audience is the validation that you all look out for. So,
Yes,
on which
very
cloud
much.
are you right now?
Nine is very low. Nine. I'm looking at cloud nine from my rear view window.
Wow, wow. And may you continue to, look like that with all the work that you do in future, Aishwarya, as well. But, you just mentioned that your role was very small and you weren't looking
Yeah.
for it to get this kind of love and adulation. So I
Notice. Yeah.
want to ask
Yeah.
you, as an actor, when you take up any kind of role, or when you look any script, what is the one thing that you look at most which makes you say yes to be a part of a project?
I look at the story, the entirety of it, not just at my character, but as an audience, is that story moving me in some way? If it's entertaining me, is every scene doing that? Or is at least 90% of the scenes doing that? There could be a slow scene here or there. But if it's a movie that's talking about a serious topic, is it doing justice to that? So I look at that, the entertainment value or the enriching value. What is it giving to the audience? And am I playing a pivotal role in that? If my character is something, that's just there as an art property, perhaps, then I don't want to be part of it. But if it's a character that's actually moving or impactful, then yes, 100 times yes, even if it's a 5 minute role, I would still do that. And I should have the confidence in the makers also. Sometimes we have such elaborate plans. I still remember talking about a film, like it was a conversational film, like it was about two people. So I was thinking in my head, I was like, oh, it will be before, like the Before Sunrise sense, those series. And I was so interested in it. But the makers should also be sound enough. They should know how to communicate what they're trying to communicate. But that didn't happen till now. So yeah, but I'm glad I didn't end up doing it. So yes, everything, but mainly the entirety of the story.
Right. But, when you were taking up this film, like, let's go back a little from PS1, if we say, down south, they are not just actors, they are
Hmm.
people who the audience
Worshipped.
worship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, being a part of a franchisee which is backed by Mr. Maniratnam himself, a name hugely respected across the world, not just limited to
Yes.
South of India. And then you have the bigwigs of the South, right?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
to know that your role would not be that meaty. It may be well written, but not that meaty. Did you
Huh.
have any kind of initial apprehension?
Not at all, because for me, it was only to be part of a Mani Ratnam film. So I was offered Vanati first, and then Sir wanted me to play Pungurni later. Purnima is a character name in Hindi. Um, I was I was overjoyed that he even knew that I, as an actor, existed. I was like, this is all the validation that I needed. That I was traveling in the right path as an actor, and was taking the right decision. I was telling my mother the day that he called me, I should have done something right. Something I did right. Otherwise, Mani Ratnam wouldn't give me a call, because I believe he believes in talent more than anything else. He doesn't fall
Mhm.
for any of the show offs that we actors are known for, doing. He sees through us, all of us. So I think he is the principal that we never knew we needed.
Right. And how did that
Yeah.
call happen? Once again, how did you come on board? How did it all happen? And when you finally said yes to doing the movie, did you sleep well at night?
Uh, I don't think I've slept from the day I got the call to meet Mani sir to the day I met, because I was in between a shoot, so I couldn't come. I mean, I
Mhm.
couldn't go meet him for like um, 10 days at least, because I had to
Okay.
finish that and travel to Chennai. Um, so I was like, I knew I searched online immediately what was he doing, and there was news about Ponniyin Selvan. So I started reading the novel, and I got like 10 days, I was, and I thought it would be Vanity, because, and so I went dressed in. So there was a line in the book that said, she was like a rose, as pure as the rose. So I went dressed in a pink, rose pink colored salwar with a dupatta that was very floral and all that. And he had called me to meet me regarding that role. We did the look test. I was accepted for the role, but as fate would have it, he called me while I was shooting for Jagami Tandram in London. He called me and said, "Listen, I was thinking, do you want to do Pungurli?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, 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 yes," because I was reading the book again. After going back to shoot, I was reading the book again, and I thought I felt more connected with Pungurli than Vanati. Vanati, yes, she was very playful, she was very bubbly, she was everything a princess should be. But I somehow connected to the fisherwoman more than the princess. I loved how fearless the lady is, how
I
pure she
know.
is, and she was she was told not to love the Raja, and she still loved the Raja. And she was like she was fearless in the way that the society could say anything, but she's not bothered about it. I was like, oh my God, I want to be this woman. I want to be this woman who's like least bothered about society and who lives life in her own terms. So yeah, but I'm so glad. I was not surprised by that call. I was actually like a very enthused kid saying, yes, 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 I'll come from London. I'll do the look test whenever you want. I don't care about money. I don't care about anything. I'm just coming. So I was overjoyed. I was overjoyed. I could be a small part in Manisha's universe. And I hope he calls me again.
Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed to that. And you've set it out to the
Fingers,
universe.
toes, everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so made manifest for you. But how was the experience? Because these are larger than life films, right? Where from your
Yeah.
costumes to the set to finally what we see as an audience in terms of the visuals. How is it being a part of all that make believe and something that that people are going to clap to and whistle to?
I don't know. It's such an extensive process. The entire making of the film, so much of research has gone into it, and there are people who, to this day, believe that it was not right to abridge the entire film or the entire book season to just two parts. They just feel it should have been a series. There's a lot of opinions being hurled at us, every single second. But it's also what cinema stands for, larger than life, for all the visuals, for all the grandeur, for the war sequences, because we've never seen. This is also a window into our history, how we could have been,
Mm.
how India could have been in 10th century AD. Other than that, what references do we have? We have to either read or do so much research ourselves to get a window into that, to get a idea of what it could have been. So I think this is like fed to us, history spoon fed to us. I really enjoyed watching the film. I enjoyed making the film, but more so, I think because when I was filming, I was only concentrating on my portions. I couldn't take in the entirety of it. But now when I watch it as the audience, as part of the audience, not as an actor who's part of this film. I love, especially the music is to die for. A. Rahman's sirs, and in PS2 there's a sequence between Aditya Karikalan played by Vikram sir and Nandini played by Aishwarya Rai ma'am. I watched it in two languages. I cried both the times. I loved it. And angst, and especially in a love relationship, is something that I live for. I love that drama on screen. So I think PS2 killed it.
It did, it did. And the kind of work that we're talking about is something also, it's just not entertainment, because with this story, it's also an insight into, the
Hmm.
dynasties that ruled. Unfortunately, that we
Yeah,
don't find much, as you yourself said, in history books
yeah,
or
yeah.
any research material. But also thinking that, this was written somewhere in the 10th century. I mean, it was written many, many years
About
ago,
the 10th
about the
century,
10th
70.
century, and
Yeah,
about women who were very progressive. So
very,
doing
yes.
this in the 20th century, where women are still fighting to, kind of move shoulder to shoulder with men, how did it
Yeah.
make you feel as an actor to kind of portray that strength?
So I think every woman in the story is like that. Like
Yeah,
if you take Princess Kundavai, played by Trisha, she's an administrative person. Like she takes over administration when her brothers are not in town, and it's better done like that is what is been written in the book. Like she is part of. She has been opening hospitals across that provides help for. That's written in the book, but we don't see much about it in the film. That's where the extra research has come in, and she has to embody everything that has been written about the character and show it. And she has been instrumental in shaping the Chola dynasty. And they've been research happening in that country, a lot of improvements and progress in medicine field. A lot of free food was served. That's what I've read. Temples were centers of excellence. It was not
right.
just centers of worship. um, so a lot of that was Trisha's character. And even today we find lesser number of women in administrative offices than then. So amazing to see a woman of power. If you look at Nandini, she is somebody who is taking revenge because of the odd things that she has faced throughout her life. And that takes a woman of strength to take revenge. Most of the times we see women playing the weaker side of the society, thinking, oh, this has happened to me, now let me weep it out. No, but she is someone who takes action. And I think that is inspiring. What she does may be negative, but it is still inspiring to see a woman take charge of her own situation. And she is doing a negative thing by taking revenge, or like damaging a dynasty. Yes, but she's somebody who takes action for what is happening to her. That is
Right.
amazing to see. Again, when you come to my character, she's here, she lives her own life in her own terms. She's told to just like look for somebody who's in similar levels as you, but she's like, no, I like the Raja. I love the Raja. I don't care what he thinks, but I will do what I want. But she's also somebody interesting because in a way, when she finds out that the Raja is supposed to marry somebody else, she's not going to be sad about it. She could be, but she doesn't show it. She still goes about doing her job and living her life. That's also something, a lesson for me as a woman. Sometimes we might not get what we want, but it doesn't mean that your life has ended. It means that you still have your life. That part of it has ended. That
Right.
chapter has closed. Very, very interesting. Vanati, that's another character. In the book, it's written that she is very innocent, but not naive, innocent. It doesn't mean that usually how we see very choppy, bubbly girls in TV, on TV and on cinemas. That's how we portray women to be innocent. That
Right.
they are sometimes considered to be stupid to be innocent. But Vanati has been portrayed in a way that she's very empowered. She paints, she dances, she has mastered the art of administration, but she will not because that's her choice. So every woman character that is written has been beautiful. And I love that I was part of this, actors who are portraying them because they are also so skillful. It was safe in their hands.
Right. And as films like these, they don't come often. It's like once in a while kind of a thing
Once
that
in a
happens.
lifetime
Yeah.
opportunity for me.
And so for
Yeah.
audience also, I think we're also blessed to have, be a part of, to visualize and to see this come on board and to see it on cinema. So congratulations on that to the entire team.
Thank you.
But
Thank
going
you.
forward, what are the kind of roles that you're looking forward to doing? And like you said, you want to make a difference. It's not the length of the role that matters to you, but
Yeah.
that your character is making
Impact.
some difference and some impact. So,
Yes.
what are the kind of roles that you would really, really want to do?
So I don't strategize. I want to do well-written roles where thought has gone in. And I want to be part of cinema that is thoughtful, not because we have a certain budget, we have certain actor ka day, so let's make a film around it.
Hmm.
Um, I don't want to be a part and parcel of films like that. I want to be a parcel of, a part of a film where everything is packaged well, where there is a good story, where there are good makers, good technicians that are collaborating for the film. So I have not strategized. I don't mind whichever language it is in, but I just want to be part of good cinema because I feel like I've not learned cinema as such. I've not been a student of cinema. I'm only
Correct.
learning it now in the process, on the go. So I just want to have more learning opportunities. So it helps me become a better actor. And I feel this is my life now because the last 1 year I've not had a break. Not even one day was a break. And no vacations, nothing. So I thought I was having a life, while working in it, but I just realized that I've done nothing other than, acting for the last 1 year, entire year, or maybe promoting. So I hope I do cinema that actually makes me happy, and gives me respect, characters that impacts people's life.
Right.
So I can grow, and I look forward to opportunity of growth every single time. So in whatever ways. So
Right.
I
So
want cinema like that.
once again, we're throwing it out to the universe because I really believe in
Yes,
manifestation. I'm sure you must be
manifest.
also.
Me too.
So may it come
Me
back
too.
to you, and may you come back with another role and another project for another interview with me, because Aishwarya, it was a real pleasure talking to you, and I wish
Same
you
here.
all the luck from my entire team side for all your future endeavors. And thank you so much for your time for this interview.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.